just wanted to let you know I have filmed this like 3 different times. I keep getting so tangential in what I'm trying to say, so I'm gonna try and be precise and interesting. Question mark? Here we go. So today I'm making a video to tell you about the book called The Three-Body Problem by name I cannot pronounce, translated by name I can halfway pronounce, Cixin Liu. Liu? I don't know. We're gonna go with it. So first, this was originally written in Chinese by the original author and then translated by Cixin Liu, right? Okay. So an important thing if you're going to read this or if you have read this is that you are reading science fiction through an entirely different culture's point of view. So, I mean, from my standpoint, it's a different culture. I would keep that in mind as far as like how characters talk, how the plot moves, how characters are perceived, that kind of thing. The plot starts out first dropping you right in the middle of the violence and the tearing apart of China during the Cultural Revolution in the 1960s. Then it jumps and goes to kind of modern day, maybe like 10, 15 years in the future. And then you start to see the world through the eyes of a scientific researcher, Wang? Oh, I'm so sorry about these names. Who is researching nanomaterials, nanotechnologies. And so through Wang, you get to see how some of the physics of this world are not quite right, how some of the environmental protection agency stuff is kind of not quite right. There are a couple things that kind of start to circle around him and resonate as wrong with him. And so you watch him as he delves deeper and deeper into what in the world is going on. And then it moves on to the third point of what I find really interesting, which is contact with aliens. So the way that this book looks at humankind's contact with aliens is totally different than how I've ever seen it before. The way that it explores maybe humanity doesn't deserve to be saved and how the actions of one person can completely change the world. I mean, that's kind of a trope in and of itself, but not in a good way. I find very, very interesting. There is a part in here in kind of the back bit, so I won't destroy it for you. It's really kind of traumatic. I won't ruin it for you. But this author is describing a technology that does not exist in our world yet. And the way he describes it, he can describe a vastness and an impossibility with such clarity and such just crystal clear understanding, as much as I can possibly understand something that doesn't exist, is great. Like this author has done an incredible job of pulling that off. Oh no, it's blinking at me. What does that mean? Sorry, my memory card ran out of room. I think I had been rambling for like 20 minutes about this book, so probably gonna need to wrap it up into a tiny box and be done with it. So I don't remember what I just said, but hopefully it made sense. Basically, this book is really great. I think everyone should give it a shot. It won the Hugo, which is a pretty prestigious award for science fiction. It's pretty darn unique. Some of that has to do with the viewpoint of the storytelling being Chinese. Some of it has to do with, I think the plot twists are really cool. But the really big one for me though is how it looks at humankind. It's not just that traditional struggle of like, oh, aliens are coming, let's all unite together and survive this. It's really more like, do we deserve to? How are we going to realistically do that? What happens when some people want the extermination of humankind? What happens when some people are worshiping these aliens? And how all of this unfolds. I just hit the table with my hand. I am currently rereading Neuromancer by William Gibson. This book is, wow, super good. A really cool follow-up to this. Not because they are really similar at all. This is like falling face first off of a cliff. I love this book. This is much more gentle, it's slower, but the way it unfolds with its complexity is just incredible. Like, I didn't really realize how much storytelling was going into this book until after I had finished it, and I really thought about each kind of section of the book and kind of what it symbolized, and you just continue to unpack the book. I had to put it down so I can get the hand motions correct, you know? It really just unfolds so beautifully. It's so great. I think it's got some really cool themes. think it's got some really cool things to think about. So there you go. That's everything. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hopefully I'll have a new video out at some point. Pharmacy school is really hard, so we'll see about that. Okay, bye. Hope you have a great day. Have great times doing things that you love. Okay, bye. That's a bad kitty. You're not supposed to be up there. No. Oh. Pink.